Hello everyone, and welcome back to Daily Update, my 1000 Day Challenge. This is day 246, so let's get things started. All right, so first and foremost, the main change you will see is over here on the experimental trade. And what I mentioned yesterday, there was a couple of long that was still open in both Ethereum and Link. So both hit the target profit and I took profit based on that. Otherwise, no major change in terms of my main trading setup. So to understand that, that's the reason why it's called a main one, because generally I don't trade that often, and that's usually the 4-hour and daily candle kind of trading kind of setup per se. All right, so today is a Saturday. It's just going to be a very quick update. And yesterday we already covered the weekly closing for the traditional financial market, as there was a public holiday yesterday. And so for today itself, in the daily chart on the Bitcoin itself, it still remains bullish. So do bear in mind that overall, even though it do looks bullish, but we could be a little bit overextended or seeing some form of overextension relatively soon if we do go some sort of parabolic phase. But do bear in mind that even though see over here we went parabolic, over here we see some rejection, we still actually broke through this 20K mark relatively easily, and then we actually have a small little pullback, and then we continue the way up. So potentially we do have another parabolic phase itself. There is a potential that after the parabolic phase, a lot more people will be choosing to take profit, and we could have a much larger retracement and pullback. So that's something to always bear in mind. So either way, if it does consolidate over here, or if it pulls back, or if it goes up, I'm fine with it. So that's something you understand if you're looking in terms of a trade itself. So if you look at MACD, you realize that ever since the 28th September, we switched over, we have actually stayed bullish all the way for the MACD itself. So yeah, even though do bear in mind that we are seeing a decreasing momentum over here. So let's see how things goes. But yeah. All right, otherwise, in terms of the daily chart itself, you will see over here, we've also picked up a little bit of momentum, and we are seeing some form of consolidation here near the key resistance, which in my opinion is a good thing. It goes to show that even though sellers are still stepping up over here, buyers are also stepping up in terms of buying towards the higher side of things. Of course, it would be nicer if they were buying at least above 60K mark, but still, in my opinion, it's a very good consolidation period. And if it gives a bit more time for this 20 exponential moving average on the daily chart to catch up, that would be a really good supportive thing to have. And you can see that over on the 4-hour chart, this has been rather supportive. So let's see whether this remains supportive or not. If you have entered this trade like I mentioned, if you actually use the trailing stop loss, you literally would now be close to 1:1.5. No major change in terms of that. So this setup was a good one. And I enter over here, I'm now actually in a little bit of a loss, and I'm still sticking to it. As long as it doesn't break below this key support that I'm looking at, I'm a little bit more aggressive. Otherwise, I'll stick to it, and I'll see if there's any reaction over here. If there's clear rejection, I will take half the profit, move my stop loss to break even, and react accordingly. So yeah, that's something you must always have in plan. And yesterday I made a mistake. Actually, we actually transited to somewhat like a neutral, whereby the 50 simple moving average did move below. So you can see over here, I updated here to neutral market structure on the 4-hourly chart itself. All right, but otherwise here we're once again cross back. We found positive momentum once again. So it's supported 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. So things looks relatively okay. And you can see it is definitely a consolidation phase yet, because over here we are still seeing a decrease in terms of volume wise. So until we make a decisive break upwards or downwards, we could tentatively still go towards the downside. So there's something to bear in mind. And otherwise, that's more or less about it. I'll stick to these trade setup which I already entered, and this is the potential stop loss or exit position if you have entered in the earlier trade on 30th March itself. Otherwise, that's more or less about it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.